A mic in my hand and a fire in my chest. Words of truth ignite the quest, breaking chains with every rhyme. Faith in God stands the test of time. Miller's Mayhem mic, shining bright, spreading truth and casting light, defeating darkness with a holy roar. Faith the shield and love the core. The stage is set, the battle's begun, evil's grip undone, one by one. With every verse, the shadows flee, God's power flows through you and me. Mash it up with a righteous twist, turn the tables with every fist. Mayhem's mix breaks through the haze, evil shatters under heaven's gaze. Mayhem mic, shining bright, spreading truth and casting light, defeating darkness with a holy roar. Faith the shield and love the core. Love the core, love the core, love the core, love the core, love the core. No retreat, no backing down. Truth and light where the victor's crown. Evil trembles as the anthem flies. The mic becomes the sword that never dies. Miller's Mayhem mic, shining bright, spreading truth and casting light, defeating darkness with a holy roar. Faith the shield and love the core. A mic in my hand and a fire in my chest. Words of truth ignite the quest, breaking chains with every rhyme. Faith in God stands the test of time. Miller's Mayhem mic, shining bright, spreading truth and casting light, defeating darkness with a holy roar. Faith the shield and love the core. The stage is set, the battle's begun, evil's grip undone, one by one. With every verse, the shadows flee, God's power flows through you and me. Mash it up with a righteous twist, turn the tables with every fist. Mayhem's mix breaks through the haze, evil shatters under heaven's gaze. Mayhem mic, shining bright, spreading truth and casting light, defeating darkness with a holy roar. Faith the shield and love the core. Love the core.
All right. Hello. There we go. We got audio now. And that's a decent speed there, Daniel. All right. We can get you some split screening in this here. Hope my audio is decent. Let's see. Where's that? Show it. Oh, there. Okay, it is. I just didn't have the screen down low enough. There we go. So welcome to Truth Mayhem. Some interesting things. And those speeds you mentioned, Daniel, and then you wouldn't need Starlink. Starlink might be slower in your area. I don't know. And hello, EMS. Today is roasty toasty out today and tomorrow. Triple digits already. We got some new songs and a bunch of versions of one song, but and then a couple other songs. In fact, while everybody's settling in, drop one of them now.
The skies are burning with a holy might. Flames of glory piercing through the night. Shadows scatter when the sword ignites. Angels rise to end the endless fight.
Thunder rolls as the heavens divide. Wings of vengeance sweeping far and wide. Truth shall shatter every wicked lie. Justice reigns from the eternal sky. Angels of mayhem, the reckoning fire. Truth and light, their only desire. Evil crumbles in the face of their sight, bringing Jehovah's justice blinding bright. Demons tremble in their darkened lairs. Chains are breaking under righteous prayers. The song of battle fills the burning air. No shadow stands when the angels dare. From the ashes of a world once torn, truth is rising, a new dawn is born. The battle rages
Always one of my new tunes there. Did finally get a visit with my daughter today. Granted, it was virtual over Zoom and basically about an hour. But since the government employees are doing the virtual visits, didn't pay for an actual account, at about 40 minutes in, yeah, had to re-log in. And let's just say that let's see, she doesn't go to church. There's no church or Christian faith whatsoever going on. They have her enrolled in public school against religious wishes. I mean, and you can tell that who she was with, yeah, that, nothing against people that are that way for their own lives, but that's not how I want my child brought up. So, completely everything they've done is anti-religious, aka sacrilegious. But yet, it's supposedly not about faith. But yet, Texas has its own independent constitutional amendment. The Sixth Amendment of the Texas Constitution is regarding religion. And that's part of the reason why Texas allows for corporal punishment under the law, but apparently not under these wannabe caseworkers who twist the truth to make it sound like I did something I didn't do, and then they can't even keep their story straight. Oh my gosh. Oh, I mentioned how they did the misfiling. Well, the same person finally filed the correct one that was supposed to be filed on our case, and it doesn't even say the same thing as it did last time regarding what I allegedly said happened, which isn't what I said, for one. For two, they conveniently left out the part where the initial case was dismissed without prejudice. And then basically they brought a new case number and then just continued with the case as if it was the same, because it was the same case basically, without any new aggravating charge or allegations. And I am slowly, since I don't have my main good computer up and working, I'm working on minimal abilities here. I'm slowly, and all of a sudden Google Drive says my drives are full. Where I stored a lot of my body camera stuff. I'm slowly working on taking some of those previous law enforcement interactions, including the December 27th interaction that started the CPS case, and slowly, well, they'll be slowly making their way first to members, and then to public. Early release to the members for anyone that was willing to spend a Starbucks coffee's worth of money on membership. Which so far is just one person. But yeah, and I found the original piece of Post-it note that I wrote the information on for the interaction with the officers. That basically makes me think that this is all retaliation, where I filed an IA report against an officer. Okay, I wrote it down. It was at approximately, and I filed it a couple days later because this happened on like a Friday or Saturday night. I forget, you'd have to look at the calendar. The incident happened on December 4th, 2024 at approximately 10:15 p.m. The two officers were Bender, who was the driver, who I had the most interaction with. I forgot his badge number. And Officer Golden, who I filed a complaint on. What did I say? 8400? 8400. Okay. So I might have been misquoting his badge number a little bit, but anyways. And the patrol unit was 0281 that night. And then I filed with Office of Professional Accountability or Office of Professional Oversight, OPO, OPA, whatever they call it. And then that got forwarded. And then I have another video that I've uploaded. I got to do some minor editing to, where basically two cops parked front to back in front of our RV, in between us and other people, completely with their lights shut off. A couple of days after I filed the report, late at night. And basically my body cam was just in case they were going to come and contact us. It was, but it's just mostly me talking about how they were parked out front in the dark, and they went black out, and I blacked out all their lights while they talked through their windows, driver to driver, or whatever they were doing that night. That was highly suspicious. And then December 27th, and then some of the other incidences that, yeah, I got things scattered in different places, and because of lack of proper storage, easy accessible storage. But yeah, it's all going to be coming out, because I believe that this whole CPS case was nothing but retaliation from the get-go, from the cops. So, and then of course doubling down and all that stuff. So here's another song to enjoy.
The angels rise from shadows deep. They guard the vows we fail to keep. With fire in eyes and wings of might, they pierce the dark and call the fight. Angels of mayhem bring the truth. Jehovah's justice cuts through the slough. Corruption cannot run nor hide. True justice comes like a rising tide. They tread where no one dares to go. Through cities stained by greed's cruel glow, the wicked tremble, hearts confined, as light reveals what's left behind.
Oh, gooey duckly. And thanks for becoming a member, Daniel. Appreciate it. Here's one of the other songs I played last time. See if anybody else shows up to say hello.
They knock at midnight, no sound, no fight. Taking the little ones into the night. Whispers of power cloaked in their deeds. Feeding the system on innocent pleas. Dirty hands pulling the strings. Truth lost in the chaos it brings. Behind the gavel, behind the walls. They don't hear justice, they don't hear our calls. Cloak of darkness shields their crime. Families shattered in the dead of time. Rules rewritten, hearts torn apart. The lies they tell a master's art. Dirty hands pulling the strings. Truth lost in the chaos it brings. Behind the gavel, behind the walls. They don't hear justice, they don't hear our calls. Courtrooms echo with twisted games. Judges blind to the fire and flames. The laws they twist, the lives they break. All for control, all for the sake. Dirty hands pulling the strings. Truth lost in the chaos it brings. Behind the gavel, behind the walls. They don't hear justice, they don't hear our calls. They scribble verdicts on crumpled dreams. Silence the cries that burst at the seams. Who will stand? Who will fight when justice falls into the night?
So no, I'm not mad at the system and the government for violating rights left and right. And Daniel, I'll say this, you were closer to monetizing than I was there for a little bit. And unfortunately, I was lucky to be able to monetize sooner, but unfortunate for the reason I was able to monetize sooner. Shouldn't have happened. The reason shouldn't have happened. But it is what it ain't. But it does go to show the more you stand up for God, the more you're attacked by Satan and his cohorts. news, everybody. YouTube have to pick them up. I don't know. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, a lot of songs. And the other song I have has like a ton of versions. And then we get to sit for an interview with a worker tomorrow for family strength and needs assessment. Don't need anything except for the government out of our tuchus. Our hind end. Our butt cheeks. Get out of there. Half hour in and I lost everybody. Or well, a couple of people that came by. It's appreciative. Whether I'm too early or too late or man. Just don't have the content, I guess. Well, see if anybody returns. And we'll try. So the song has multiple versions. Alright, EMS. Enjoy some music here.
Shadows crawl, but they can't hide. Truth cuts sharp like a blade untied. Light explodes in the endless fight. Angels rise in the dead of night. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Flames of justice burn so wild. Darkness trembles like a child. Wings of fury tear the veil. Echoes shatter with a holy wail. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light.
Okay, I have 4 versions of that song. That's one of those lyrics. So, those that are listening, let me know which one you like better. That's 1. Here's 2.
Shadows crawl, but they can't hide. Truth cuts sharp like a blade untied. Light explodes in the endless fight. Angels rise in the dead of night. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Flames of justice burn so wild. Darkness trembles like a child. Wings of fury tear the veil. Echoes shatter with a holy wail. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven.
That's still 2 more.
Angels of mayhem light ignite. Thunder claps with righteous sound. Evil's empire tumbles down. In their eyes the stars ignite, blazing trails of endless light. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite.
Okay, that. See, you like number 2. Here we go. It's number 3.
Shadows crawl, but they can't hide. Truth cuts sharp like a blade untied. Light explodes in the endless fight. Angels rise in the dead of night. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Flames of justice burn so wild. Darkness trembles like a child. Wings of fury tear the veil. Echoes shatter with a holy wail. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Thunder claps with righteous sound. Evil's empire tumbles down. In their eyes the stars ignite, blazing trails of endless light. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite.
That was 3. Here's number 4.
Shadows crawl but they can't hide. Truth cuts sharp like a blade untied. Light explodes in the endless fight. Angels rise in the dead of night. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite. Flames of justice burn so wild, darkness trembles like a child. Wings of fury tear the veil, echoes shatter with a holy wail. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite. Thunder claps with righteous sound, evil's empire tumbles down. In their eyes the stars ignite, blazing trails of endless light. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite.
That means I'll probably have to play 4 again later. Alright. That was number 4. Well, I'll say this. People can vote in the comments which one of those 4 they liked better. 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you can always go back in the comment and say which one later. And hope your son's doing well. That's my bit of mayhem again. Might keep the mayhem down to a weekly thing, but ultimately I do too, Daniel. Is some people might be partial to one over the others. And basically, because the AI kicks out 2 versions, the one Rev AI does 2 versions each time. those are the better ones of each time it kicked out a response. Same lyrics, just slightly. Couldn't quite get it to do a sea shanty, but got pretty close with what was it? I believe number 3 was kind of almost like a sea shanty. But uh, anybody else out there lurking, come on in. Rumble, YouTube. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Join, follow, yada, yada, yada. Why are you sorry that you're back? We're happy that you're back. We're sorry that you left. I believe I caught a cold. This weather's giving me a summertime cold. Springtime cold. It's not officially summer yet. Uh, of course he did. Of course he did. Like I said, hope he's doing. Him and if he has a family, that him and them are doing well. Did he call to tell you I was live? That he got a notification? Went dong, Taco Bell. I mean, yeah, notification bell. Uh, nah. Or is it not the same son? I don't know how many children you have. It's not my business, but yeah, I don't do that. And even though I have an Instagram account for those that are on my Facebook friends and stuff like that, don't bother trying to follow me on Instagram. I haven't posted anything on there in years. Like, I don't think I've posted anything on it in over a decade. Since before Facebook bought it. And FYI, due to circumstances beyond my control, really, we're down to just one kitten. One surviving kitten at the moment. And I believe the jealous doggy had something to do with it. Intentional or unintentional, I think it had something to do with it. So, right down to the little boy that's black and white like a Holstein cow. So we'll see if he survives. Because I notice he's developed a lazy eye. Oh, don't get me started about AOL. Let's just say my soon-to-be former family court attorney, yeah, still uses AOL. At least for her professional email address. I know a few other people who still have AOL emails that are their primaries. Ugh. Yes way, no way, what way? Yeah. I know there's at least a 20-second delay, so. So you have to work with me here. Anybody else out there, don't be shy. Come in and say hi. Hi, howdy, hey, hello. Hey, good neighbor. So, should I replay number 4, or did you catch all of it? EMS? Or catch enough of it? Or you'll just catch it on replay? Whoa. I noticed when I started off with the one device and was doing the music intro, and catching the numbers on another device for the live, actually watching the live stream, that direction, it was around 20-25 seconds. It could have gotten worse by now, but okay, you want me to play that 4th one again? Okie dokie.
Shadows crawl but they can't hide. Truth cuts sharp like a blade untied. Light explodes in the endless fight. Angels rise in the dead of night. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Flames of justice burn so wild. Darkness trembles like a child. Wings of fury tear the veil. Echoes shatter with a holy wail. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might. Angels of mayhem light ignite. Ooh. righteous sound, evil's empire tumbles down. In their eyes the stars ignite, blazing trails of endless light. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite. Shadows crawl but they can't hide, truth cuts sharp like a blade untied. Light explodes in the endless fight, angels rise in the dead of night. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite. Of justice burn so wild, darkness trembles like a child. Wings of fury tear the veil, echoes shadow with a holy wail. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite. Thunder claps with righteous sound, evil's empire tumbles down. In their eyes the stars ignite, blazing trails of endless light. Mayhem roars with truth so bright, crushing demons left and right. Evil flees from heaven's might, angels of mayhem light ignite.
Oh, you said that, and I had to step outside for get some cold drink refill. So, yeah. Should get advantage of the opportunity. Now, I forget which one I played earlier. Something else, so we'll just play this real quick. As we catch back up. I just have to get back on track. Well, was there a track to begin with? It's mayhem.
Underneath the moon's cold glow, dirty hands move as shadows grow. They call it duty, but it's a game, breaking hearts, leaving families maimed. Cloak of darkness, a silent theft, a home once whole false untrue. Who's watching the watcher when they turn blind? Who's guarding the laws that twist and bind? The scales are tilted, the balance betrayed. In the court of whispers, the innocent pay. The paper shield, the judge's guise. Behind the bench, deception lies. Eyes that see but choose to stray, turning the law into a masquerade. They rewrite the rules with a knowing grin. Where justice ends, corruption begins. Families broken, torn apart. No mercy shown, no beating heart.
Yeah, ready.
Sleeping ink screams with quiet dread, stealing dreams from a child's bed. They claim it's right, they claim it's fair, but in their hands, love stripped bare.
They're meant to be. They're meant to show how corrupt the system is. Hear me cough? But luckily you didn't hear me sneeze. Yeah, they have a little mute for that one. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, still 80 degrees outside. And 87 in the cab of the RV. Yeah, this mayhem stream. Okay. Darn it, what? Mayhem stream here is about the government, the corruption, and I'm not normally a 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, Texas 6. Well, Texas 6 all the time, all day long. But yeah, technically 1A for freedom of religion. But oh. Yeah, we're not even in June yet. We still got over a month before June 21st, the first day of summer. I don't want my own personal summer. So let's talk politics. Let's talk religion. Let's talk whatever. Mayhem is mayhem. This is meant to be my anti-corruption political. Yeah, this is where you're gonna get how I feel about things, how I really feel. And then the campfire is just hanging out. Hey, everyone's welcome around the campfire. People are welcome here too if they can put up with the mayhem. Or right now it's just craziness, but we're working on it. Today's been the hottest day so far this year. And tomorrow is supposed to be hotter. Under heat advisories. So zippity doo duh. I know in general nobody cares about my opinion. It's worthless. Although even when I'm guessing, sometimes my guesses are completely right. Oh, come on, you're in California. Don't you take these people in government back there. Have Biden take them behind the woodshed and give them a wet fur. Well, my faith counts, but my opinion, eh. I have opinions about lots of things. But then again, most people don't like my opinion because, well, it's kind of like our friend Spawn Trooper. It's informed, which they don't like that. And there's reason and truth behind it, and they definitely don't like that. They can't spin their deceitful lies. Oh, I know it does in Cali. I know it gets hot in California. But the worst is that Phoenix, Arizona dry desert heat. Oh my goodness. That'll melt your bones. Them bones and bones and dangly bones. My phone get a little hot. Yeah. Anybody else out there? Say hello. Don't be a little birdie on the windowsill. It never ends well for the birdie. Not around the military, anyways. Don't believe us? Just ask the cadence. There's a cadence about it. Never ends well for the little birdie. Not like Tweety. That's why it never ends well for the putty cat. Probably to bed. This is about his beddy bye time. I don't know if he's still lurking in the background, or he could be going. He could be off checking out some of the privileges of membership. I don't know. But he could be lurking about. Anybody could be lurking about. Uh, we'll replay one of the other songs I had earlier that I kind of like. Uses words.
The angels rise from shadows deep. They guard the vows we fail to keep. With fire in eyes and wings of might, they pierce the dark and call the fight. Angels of mayhem bring the truth. Jehovah's justice cuts through the slough. Corruption cannot run nor hide. True justice comes like a rising tide. They tread where no one dares to go. Through cities stay by greed's cruel glow. The wicked tremble, hearts confide, as light reveals what's left behind. Angels of mayhem bring the truth. Jehovah's justice cuts through the slough. Corruption cannot run nor hide. True justice comes like a rising tide. No gold, no lies can bribe their way. No shadow shield the break of day. The righteous thunder shakes the ground. Their call for balance knows no bound. Angels of mayhem bring the truth. Jehovah's justice cuts through the slough. Corruption cannot run nor hide. True justice comes like a rising
There he is. There he be. To be or not to be? That is the question. I try being me with my sleep. Either I sleep too much or I sleep too little, and yeah, sleep apnea, and then mixed with insomnia, and a brain that just won't quit. like laying down, and then, I mean, literally this mayhem idea. Literally, I laid down and hit me like a ton of bricks. And I couldn't go to sleep until I started to implement some things. Believe it or not, I've been on Facebook less and less anymore. It's just not worth the. I mean, just yeah, Facebook's interesting. Oh, that kitten? No, I don't know if it's hungry. I don't think it's hungry. It's just trying to deal with the heat in its own way. Sometimes it's just best to kick the dust off your sandals when you can. Fortunately, I'm stuck in a position I can't do that right yet. Ooh, am I being watched from a distance? In real life, I see headlights. Monster coffee's good. Yeah. Anyone else want to jump in? Say hello. Uh, well, how do you think we've had so many piggy encounters since December 4th? Conveniently timed with all of them. And of course, like say that one where we got the 48-hour abandoned vehicle nonsense. Shoot, if I never leave the darn vehicle for more than a half hour, how the heck is it abandoned? Especially when we live in it full time. It's not. That video's up there. And we were the only ones harassed. Only ones. And there's literally a vehicle that has a busted window, side window, and like at least 2 flat tires that it doesn't have anything like that on it. That's being lived in. It's obviously disabled, a disabled vehicle. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem is that they take the ones that don't need to be taken under false pretenses and lies. And the ones that need to be taken, they ignore. And heck, half the time, the ones that are calling on the one, a lot of times, believe it or not, this is some of the experience we ran into back in New York State. The ones that were calling on us were the ones that needed their kids taken. But it's one of those, if the agency's busy over here harassing a good family, they're not going to look at them personally because they're getting brownie points for turning in somebody else. And of course, we're poor white Christians. So therefore, our child is easy pickings. Or so they think. And they take freaking over 2 months to get an adversarial hearing that they don't want, and make sure that in the meantime that I'm blocked from trying to present evidence. Oh, I can't be presenting evidence, and they don't want the adversarial hearing where I call them out on their lies and how they violated the law. Oh, no, they can't have that because they just got to force us into their services. They violated the law. They violated procedure and due process. They didn't even go through the right steps to begin with. They just continued a case that should have been closed. Daniel will see when that all blurred video. I went after that CPS worker on the word unfounded. She had nothing to say. Very rarely do judges hold CPS accountable, just like cops won't hold government agents accountable. Texas has the Texas Rangers. Everybody knows, Walker, Texas Ranger, yada yada. The Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers have an anti-corruption unit. But that anti-corruption unit won't investigate nothing. It's like that whole, we investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. And then Texas is really bad right now for what they call the SCJC, which is the state criminal justice council, whatever. Basically, it's a panel that is supposed to investigate and oversee judges in civil, criminal, and family courts. And when they're supposed to hold them accountable. Oh, it's worse. CPS needs to be dismantled. Completely. Completely dismantled. Because there's so many black children in the system nobody wants to adopt that have been taken from their families. And in many cases, with good reason, but still, they can't adopt the ones that need to be adopted. And so the ones that that they think they can steal easily, that aren't really in trouble, they, especially white children, they get bonuses. Oh, and especially if they can take the parents' rights in under 2 years, they get a bonus for it. They get bonuses for it. And around here, what I've been noticing is a lot of how they do that is making sure. Well, the parents are uncooperative. They won't fill out these forms. What forms? You never gave me a dang thing to fill out. How can I fill out something you never even handed me? Nor has any my legal representative ever handed me. How can I fill it out? But let's tell the judge that they're uncooperative and didn't fill it out because we never gave it to them. How can you fill out something? Oh, we served them with this. No, you served, and the only person you gave a copy of a certain form to fill out was to my wife with her name pre-printed on it. Only one copy, not two, where I could do a form as well. Oh no, they couldn't do that. But they lie to the court and say that we're uncooperative. I wish I was kidding you that they do this stuff. The child I consider my oldest son is now over 21. Okay. Back in Washington State, they literally, his foster care was adoptive care. They put him with people who wanted to adopt. And yeah, basically the mother's lies about me were the golden truth, but yet the child was technically removed from her care. And because I was across state lines, they didn't want to do the interstate compact form to give me my kid. My name was on his birth certificate. I paid hard cash for an attorney until it ran out. The money ran out. I drove cross country from New York State to Washington State 3 times in less than 15 months, fighting to fight for him when he was 8 years old. And then at the last minute, when I couldn't drive cross country, it conveniently wasn't in front of the judge that normally handled the case, that knew the whole case background, including from the mother's nonsense. It conveniently was in front of a different judge that had no clue of the background of the case. And I wasn't even the biological father. If I fought that hard for a child that's not even biologically mine, how hard do you think I'm going to fight for a child that is biologically mine? I'm going to fight just as hard, if not harder. And similar nonsense in New York State with another kid that I don't even think is mine. I mean, how can the reason, part of the reason that they removed my rights in Washington State and didn't go after me for child support there was because even though I knew DNA was not going to match, but I did the DNA thing anyway, paternity test anyways. To this, to the day I die, I'll still consider him my son, even if he wants to consider himself a girl now, or whatever the case is. I don't know. With the other one in New York State, it was a complete system rig against me there. I mean, Yeah. And that happened partly while I was going cross country. In fact, it happened right after the last trip cross country to fight for the other one. I hadn't even been back in New York State 3 days, and all of a sudden I was charged for uncleanliness of the home of a new place that I hadn't even been in. Hadn't even been in it 24 hours yet, so I had no control over the cleanliness. I did, barely ended up back with that chick. And of course, the system rigged against me there. And then in that through some of that process, that's where I met the woman who's not the love of my life, who's now my wife, who has battled some very similar battles in that regards. But CPS across the country needs completely tore apart. I mean, in New York State, if your name's on the birth certificate, they don't want to remove your name from the birth certificate, even with a DNA test. They refuse to even want to do paternity tests. But come down here to Texas, my name's on my daughter's birth certificate, and conveniently they can't find me as her father because they didn't even look in New York. They just looked at the Texas state registry because we're from freaking out of state, you morons. So you kidnap a kid that's from out of state, not even a state resident, and shove them into your system and take them away and violate religious rights and everything else. In violation of state laws. Yeah. System is rigged. It's screwed up. And I think part of the reason why they haven't taken that one child that was mentioned is because it has medical problems. And they don't want to be responsible for the cost of medical and the responsibility that goes along with that. They don't have any foster parents that are willing to take the time to do that. They want an easy steal, an easy kidnapping. That's why. But it is what it ain't. The government's corrupt to the core. And I might have slightly misspoke. It might not have been Officer Giglio that originally called CPS. It was Officer. Yeah, they've let it kind of ring out in some of their newer documents. That's more Officer Lewis, a male cop, that called CPS because he thought a license plate was fake. No, actually, a license plate isn't even required on the trailer under Kentucky law because it's a personal utility trailer. It's not a camper, a travel trailer, or anything like that. Might have been at one point, but yeah. For the primary vehicles registered in Kentucky, the trailer doesn't have to be registered. And they just can't get that through their thick numbskulls here in Texas. Kind of like one video I was watching recently where on one of the other channels. I mean, granted, the father, it almost seemed like a soft set situation, but I don't think so. When they, he was yelling, "Gonna get paid," yeah, because if his truck was registered out of a state that is similar to like Kentucky, where a utility, in his case, it was a camper trailer, so I don't know. It wouldn't quite follow along the same lines under Kentucky law, but I don't know. Like you mentioned Nevada, so I don't know. Yes, different states, different rules, but Texas cops tend to think that you must have two plates, you must have the window sticker, you must have just because you're visiting Texas, you're sitting in the great state of Texas, that you have to be completely compliant with Texas laws. Well, if the state that you're registered out of, like say, for example, Kentucky, only gives you one license plate, how the heck can you put one on the front? And they only give you one and it goes on the rear. And they only give you one for the main vehicle. They do not even issue one for a utility trailer. I took an older Kentucky plate from a different vehicle, crossed out the registration numbers to show that it was Kentucky. I didn't even have to do that much, but yeah, it must be stolen. It must be fake. And because they couldn't get me on anything else, well, then I must call CPS to have the child taken. It's CPS involved because we can't get them on anything else because he reported one of our corrupt cop buddies to IA, and we can't have that. Now he's got to sit and do training and get reprimanded. Oh, we can't have that. That goes on his record. We can't have that. So we got to turn around and retaliate. Which is all it is retaliation. It's retaliation. All you got to do is look at the timing of everything and how they've coordinated with CPS to retaliate. It's retaliation. Well, apparently I wasn't able to drum up any new viewers tonight. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy your guys' company, but otherwise I wouldn't have lasted this long. So we'll go ahead and shut it down and see if I can't get my brain to quiet down for the evening. Good luck. All right. Say goodbyes.
The mic is hot, the words take flight. Cut through the chaos, pierce the night. A weapon of truth with a righteous glow, defeating the dark where shadows grow. The microphone of mayhem sings so loud, spreading light, breaking through the crowd. Faith in God guides the way we fight. Truth and love ignite the darkest night. Every word a spark, every line a flame, burning deceit, tearing down the blame. With faith as the armor and love as the sword, we march on strong in the name of the Lord. No fear, no falter in this holy quest. The voice
of the righteous will never